It's Friday the 16th of May, and this is your Fogies Hub update. We're going to talk about everything about Fogies, and we're going to do it in just a couple of minutes. First things first, go and watch this YouTube video. It tells you all about Hyperliquid. It's very important to know because Hyperliquid is the competitor of Fogo Chain. They've made so many mistakes, but they've done so many things right. And ideally, we want to replicate the good things and not do the bad things and become better than them this year. There's been a shift in the meta. XRP is probably insanely overvalued, but there's potentially going to be a major shift in revenue that a blockchain can actually generate and then use that generate to buy back its own token. That is what we think is the relevant narrative now, not what worked 10 years ago. You can see Ethereum as something that is not doing what works now, and they have only done things that have worked in the past. Now, there's a flywheel in motion with Hyperliquid and, of course, with Fogo Chain when it's live. That is a vault which has all the assets which people can put their money into that vault. With that vault, you can then earn yield, and then you stay there and you're earning that yield, and you start to go and dip your toes in the trading experience. And that's how this blockchain is going to grow. Another very important thing to know is Fogo Chain, perps, and also spot buys. But that's just one part. That's like Amazon when they're selling books. That's the first thing, like Hyperliquid. There's a whole layer of things that can be built on top of this. Because it's a Solana virtual machine, that means that Camino, Meteor, all these other dApps can just deploy their code and run also on Fogo. Expedition number 3 has come to a close. I hope you managed to get in. If not, get your effort in because you want to be in that small group of people that is like at the top and is very, very creative. The community AMA was done by Joey and it was covered by 760. They have gone ahead and put out this here. So give it a read. Gives you a nice TLDR in a couple of minutes as opposed to watching the whole thing. Important. Currently, Fogo Chain is just testnet for builders. You cannot play on it yet. When that comes about, we will let you know. What Fogo Chain is doing is it's getting its transactions through in a 50 millisecond block. The goal is still 20, but 50 is fantastic. Remember, Solana is 400. This is 8 times faster. And on top of that, it's doing 50,000 transactions per second. If you ever see another blockchain talking about 1 million transactions per second or something like that, know that the important thing is actually the latency. The faster you can get a transaction through is more important than trying to pile more transactions in 1 or 2 seconds. In order to get really, really fast, you need to use the fastest price feeds. Pyth now has Pyth Lazer, which is 1 millisecond price feeds. This is basically as fast as you can get. Like, you can't even get this on your normal internet connection. This is damn fast. Being a decentralized NASDAQ, it's never going to be as fast as the NASDAQ, but it's decentralized, so you want to be the fastest DEX. But you also want to have that L1, that layer 1 blockchain that allows you to do a whole lot of stuff. That was Solana's goal. Solana may eventually achieve this goal, and Hyperliquid is already doing a whole lot of stuff to actually achieve that goal now. But Fogo Chain is primed to beat it. Now, if you're new to crypto, you're going to see that there's people that have made a whole lot of money, but they haven't changed their mind, especially in the Ethereum space. And it's very, very important that you're competing against other people, you're competing against other ideas, and latency in the blockchain is the same thing as latency in the real world. In other words, you need to ship faster. And if you can't ship faster, you will not make it because someone will ship faster. As we know, Doug is building the perps DEX on Fogo Chain, and Rags believes that this will eat the world. So maybe there's something going along better than what we're aware of because we're not in the know. And maybe he's got a little bit of inside knowledge. Let's have a look at this. Ether's money, IBRL, increased bandwidth, reduced latency. Internet capital markets. What the heck does this all mean? These are the strangest words like ever. Even though I know what they kind of mean in general, it's kind of like going to the gym and saying, I want to get fitter. What do you want to do? How about this instead? 40 millisecond block times in mainnet by August. Surpass Hyperliquid in perp DEX volume by end of year. A blockchain needs goals. A company needs goals. And you need goals. And the goals must be specific. Be able to do 20 chin-ups if you're trying to get fitter. 50 push-ups as an example. Make $100,000 in the next 1 year in crypto. Unless you've got something very, very specific, you can start to go aimlessly wandering along like Ethereum has done. Ember dispatch number 4, Operation Flex. The deadline is May 20th, 4 p.m. UTC. Like, just put in a whole lot of effort. Make something memey, creative, funny, whatever. Make something that's going to blow up Fogo Chain. And the final thing doesn't relate to Fogo Chain. It relates to Infinex. Infinex is probably going to be the first or one of the first wallets that's integrated with Fogo chain, and they've got a yapping program on. So go and put some attention on this because I'm pretty sure when you're using Fogo chain, you're going to be using Infinex. That's all. Be Fogo fast.